Rome had a rule. No general may cross the city limits with his army, ever. It was the one line you simply did not cross. One man crossed it, then another. Rome was never the same. Between them, they killed thousands of their own citizens, enslaved 1 million foreigners, and destroyed the republic they both claimed to be saving. One of them became a dictator and then, inexplicably, gave the power back. The other became a dictator and was stabbed 23 times by his closest allies. History calls one of them a monster, the other a genius. I'm not sure history was paying attention. Welcome to the Tribunal. Dead, guilty, remembered. Lucius Cornelius Sulla. Born 138 BC, died in his bed, which, given everything he did, is frankly remarkable. He grew up poor. For a Roman aristocrat, that was almost unforgivable. No money, no connections, no future. So he made his own. On the battlefield, Sulla was extraordinary, cold, precise, utterly without mercy. His men didn't love him, they feared him, which he considered a better arrangement. He called himself Felix, the fortunate one, favorite of the gods. He genuinely believed it. The gods, to their credit, seemed to agree. He never lost a battle, not once. But battles were never really the point. The point was Rome. In 88 BC, his political enemies stripped him of his military command, legally, democratically, by the rules of the Republic. Sulla's response was straightforward. He marched his army on Rome. No Roman general had ever done that. No Roman general had even considered it. Sulla considered it for approximately 1 afternoon. He took the city, killed his enemies, restored his command, then left. When he returned from war 6 years later, his enemies were back in power. So he marched on Rome again. Same solution, different enemies. This time he stayed. He declared himself dictator. And then he did something Rome had never seen before. He published a list: names, addresses, prices. Kill the man on the list, collect the reward, keep his property. It was murder, systematized, incentivized, legal. 400 senators, 1,600 knights, gone. Rome had never seen anything like it. Rome would see it again, often. Because Sulla had just invented the template.
They called it tyranny. I called it surgery. Rome had an infection. I removed it. You're welcome.
He reformed the constitution, strengthened the Senate, weakened the tribunes. He did exactly what he said he would do: save the Republic. And then, in 79 BC, he resigned. Walked away from absolute power, retired to his country estate, and died 1 year later, of natural causes. The most dangerous man in Rome, dead in his garden, smiling. Whether that makes him brilliant, or simply the most terrifying man who ever lived, I leave that to you. Gaius Julius Caesar, the name that became a title. Kaiser, Tsar, Caesar. Every dictator for the next 2,000 years borrowed it. He would have approved. Caesar was born into the right family. Old name, no money, enormous ambition, a dangerous combination. From the beginning, he understood something Sulla never did. Fear is efficient, but love is cheaper to maintain. He was brilliant in court, magnetic at parties. He remembered every name, every favor, every debt. He spent money he didn't have to buy loyalty he couldn't afford to lose. By 40, he owed the equivalent of a small country. He considered this an investment. Then came Gaul, 8 years, 55 battles, 800 towns captured, 300 tribes subdued, 1 million dead, 1 million enslaved. Caesar wrote about it himself, proudly, in the third person, as if the distance of grammar made it someone else's war. At the Senate, Cato demanded Caesar be handed to a war tribunal. Caesar sent a letter declining the invitation. Then he sent his army. The Senate went quiet. 49 BC, the Rubicon. 1 river, 1 legion, 1 decision. He stood on the bank for a long time. Then he said,
"The die is cast."
The dice, of course, had been loaded for years. He won the Civil War, pardoned his enemies. Clemency, he called it. Brilliant optics for a man who just made himself dictator for life. His pardoned enemies stabbed him 23 times on the Ides of March, 44 BC. He saw Brutus among them and said nothing, pulled his toga over his face, and fell. Here is the thing about Caesar. He was never the worst man in the room. He was just the most consequential. Sulla killed thousands, and the Republic survived. Caesar killed millions and called it civilization, and the Republic never recovered.
I didn't destroy Rome. I improved it. The Senate simply couldn't keep up.
23 men disagreed, quite emphatically. Round 1. Power. Not the power you're given, the power you take. Both men marched on Rome. Both men made themselves dictator. Both men rewrote the rules to suit themselves. The question is not who had more power. The question is what they did with it. Sulla took power by force, openly, without apology. No speeches about democracy, no pretense of saving the Republic. He simply took it, used it, then returned it. In the history of absolute power, no one has ever done that before or since.
Power is a tool. When the work is done, you put it down. Only weak men cannot let go.
Caesar was more sophisticated. He didn't take power, he was given it, again and again and again. Each time by a Senate that had very little choice in the matter. Dictator for 10 days, then for a year, then for life. The increments got longer. The Senate got quieter.
I never demanded power. I simply made myself impossible to ignore. There's a difference.
Round 1 goes to Sulla, the only man in history who held absolute power and put it down.
He put it down because he had nothing left to do with it. I was building something permanent. You were building a monument to yourself. I built Rome back, then left. That is the difference between a statesman and a showman. And yet, history remembers my name, not yours.
History also remembers the Titanic. Remembering something is not the same as admiring it. Round 2. Crimes. This is where it gets uncomfortable. Not because the crimes are hard to find, because they're very easy to justify. and both men were excellent at justifying. Sulla invented something Rome had never seen: the proscription list. A public register of enemies of the state, names, addresses, and a price. Kill the man on the list, the reward is yours. Keep his house, his land, his slaves. Within days, Rome became a city of bounty hunters. Neighbors turned on neighbors, sons turned on fathers, slaves turned on masters and walked free. 400 senators, 1,600 knights, thousands more, gone.
Every name on that list was a threat to Rome. I didn't create enemies. I simply made a list of the ones that already existed.
Some of those names were added by men who wanted their neighbors' property. Sulla knew this. He didn't remove them. Now, Caesar. Sulla killed Romans. Caesar killed Gauls. History has always been more comfortable with a second sentence. It shouldn't be. 8 years in Gaul, 1 million dead, 1 million enslaved. Caesar wrote about it in his memoirs, described the battles with quiet pride, mentioned the numbers without pause, moved on to the next chapter. At the tribe of the Usipetes, 430,000 people, attacked during peace negotiations. Caesar called it a strategic necessity. Cato called it a war crime. Caesar called Cato an obstacle, then won the argument with an army.
War is not clean. Every general knows this. The difference is, I won.
Round 2 goes to Caesar. You cannot compete with 1 million dead.
They were conquered peoples. It was war. And my lists were treason trials. It was law.
We both know what it actually was.
At least I didn't sell my own citizens for pocket money. At least I knew who my enemies were. You pardoned yours, and then they stabbed you 23 times. Your clemency was rather expensive. Point taken.
The first honest thing said in this tribunal. Round 3. Legacy. Not what you did, what you left behind. Sulla left behind the proscription list, a template for state terror that every subsequent Roman strongman copied. Marius used it, Caesar used it, Augustus perfected it. He also left behind a reformed constitution, a strengthened Senate, a republic that, against all odds, survived his dictatorship for about 50 years. Then Caesar arrived. Caesar left behind something more dangerous than a list. He left behind a precedent that one man with enough money, enough loyalty, enough audacity could remake Rome entirely. After Caesar, the Republic never recovered. Augustus became the first emperor, then Tiberius, Caligula, Nero. Every tyrant who followed Caesar's blueprint, and every one of them used his name as a title. Sulla wanted to save the Republic. He almost did. Caesar never intended to destroy it. He did anyway. Round 3 goes to Caesar for being more dangerous after death than during it.
I'll take that as a compliment.
You would.
Every emperor for 500 years carried my name. Kaiser, Tsar, Caesar. You left nothing that lasted.
I left a republic. You destroyed it and called it progress.
It was progress.
Tell that to Brutus.
Gentlemen,
the score is Sulla 1, Caesar 2, which means this tribunal has a winner. A man who killed 1 million people, destroyed the Republic, and made every tyrant after him possible. Congratulations.
I'll take it.
Of course you will.
Before the verdict, let the record show. Reign, Sulla, dictator. 82 to 79 BC, 3 years. Caesar, dictator perpetuo. 49 to 44 BC, dictator for life. Life being the operative word. Victims, Sulla, Roman senators, Roman knights, Roman citizens, people with names, people he knew. Caesar, 1 million Gauls, people he never met, people who simply lived in the wrong place, killed. Sulla, 9,000, by list, by design. Caesar, 1 million, by conquest, by ambition. Take a moment with that number. Worst act. Sulla invented a murder economy, put a price on Roman citizens, made killing profitable. Caesar attacked the Usipetes tribe during peace negotiations. 430,000 people, then wrote about it proudly, declared. Sulla, dictator, to save the Republic. Caesar, dictator in perpetuity, to improve it, died. Sulla, natural causes, in his bed, 78 BC. Caesar, 23 stab wounds, Senate floor, 44 BC. Legacy. Sulla invented political terror, nearly saved the Republic, forgotten within a generation. Caesar destroyed the Republic, gave his name to every ruler for the next 2,000 years. Kaiser, Tsar, Caesar. The numbers are in, the crimes are recorded. Right, Sulla, Caesar, 2 men, 1 question. Who was worse? Sulla killed thousands and called it justice. Caesar killed millions and called it civilization. Sulla marched on Rome twice. Caesar marched on it once and never gave it back. One broke Rome with a list, the other broke it with a legacy. My score, 2 to 1, Caesar. But I've been wrong before. The verdict belongs to you. Who was worse? Vote in the comments. The tribunal is watching.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
The tribunal rests. Next time, 1 fought lions in the arena. 1 married a chariot horse. Neither should have been emperor. Both were. Commodus versus Elagabalus. See you then.